Hey, in today's Pharma Harma, I want to discuss antibiotics. Now, before we pick them apart, I want to say antibiotics do have a place. They've saved a lot of lives. If you've got a major infection and you need an antibiotic, certainly they are an effective medicine that can work, but they don't come without a cost. And I think in today's world, where oftentimes, especially in pediatric offices, these drugs are handed out like candy without reserve for the potential side effects. So what are those potential side effects? Well, number one, antibiotics destroy the gut bacteria. They don't just select the bad guys, they go after the good guys as well. And so some researchers show that antibiotics actually cause B vitamin deficiency. Remember that some of the bugs in your gut that live there healthfully and in harmony are responsible for producing B vitamins, particularly the B vitamin biotin. About 40% of your daily biotin is made in your gut. And biotin is the skin, hair, and nail vitamin. So if your hair is falling out, your nails are brittle or weak, and your skin isn't as soft or vibrant as you would like it to be, but you're using antibiotics on a frequent basis, you might think about that. Antibiotics can also contribute to vitamin K deficiency, which is very, very critical for blood clotting, among other things. So you can cause, especially repetitive use, you can cause vitamin deficiency with the use of this medication. But the other big factor is that antibiotics contribute to yeast overgrowth in humans, so especially repetitive use. So look at this research study. I'll put it on the board for you. Mechanisms by which antibiotics increase the incidence and severity of candidiasis and alter the immunological defenses. So this was a study, not a new one, published in 1966. So this is not new information, and I put it up because this has been around for a very, very long time. The doctors have known about this. This has been in the medical literature for a very long time. But look at what these authors of this paper have to say. It says that patients on antibiotics experience proliferation of Candida albicans in the alimentary canal is no longer a point for dispute, meaning it happens. This is a cause of candidiasis. So if you've ever heard that term candida or candida overgrowth, this is one of the biggest risks of using antibiotics on a frequent basis. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as if you're taking an antibiotic, you should be concomitantly taking a probiotic, not at the same time. So if you're taking the antibiotic, you want to wait several hours, then take your probiotic. But you should be doing everything within your power to get a probiotic in you during your antibiotic course, if you're prescribed that medication, to help to try to support your microflora so that candida can't overgrow. Because we all have candida, small amounts in our GI tracts, and candida in and of itself is not the problem. It's the overgrowth that becomes a problem. And don't forget about this. Check out this study. Antibiotic exposure and the development of celiac disease. So antibiotics can also contribute to an increased risk for the development of reactions to gluten and damage to the GI tract lining. So another side effect. There have been a number of studies showing that heavy antibiotic use, especially in childhood, increases the risk of the development of celiac disease. This study finding that same conclusion, if you see it here, the positive association between antibiotic use and subsequent celiac disease, but also with lesions that may represent early celiac disease, suggests that intestinal dysbiosis may play a role in the disease's pathogenesis. So antibiotics don't come without a cost, and you should really, really consider whether or not they're absolutely necessary. There are times they get prescribed just in case, and that's what I would warn you against. It's what I would encourage you to think more about. If it's just in case and you're not really with an active infection, you really want to think about whether or not you want to play that risk or that roulette game by taking this medication.